I skipped the first run of the week on purpose, and I'm convinced that it actually got me closer to my goals. I wasn't injured, I wasn't burned out, and I absolutely could have ran. But I think running that day would have made me resent the entire week. Let me explain. So it all started Monday morning. It was the start of week 3 of this training block. Had a rough night at the fire station. Snowstorm came in Texas. My normal drive home took twice as long. It took me 2.5 hours to get home. And by the time I pulled into the driveway, I was spent. And then when I walked through the front door, my kids were jazzed up. They were ready to go play in the snow. So what did we do? I turned around, or we got dressed, and I went out there and we played in the snow or ice, and we had a ball. We had a fun time. We sled. I pulled them on the Ranger, and it was awesome. We played for a few hours, came in, take a break, warm up, get some lunch, and had some other things pop up. And so my Monday morning training kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And finally, whenever I decided, okay, this is the time to do it, it's about 4:30 in the afternoon. We had about an hour before dark. And that's when I started lacing up my running shoes. And at the exact same time, my wife and kids started to get dressed in ski gear to go back outside. And that's when a decision had to be made. And I chose to skip that run. I could have forced myself to stick to the plan and run that 6 miles, but I really think I would have regretted the whole time. I think whatever I would have gained physically, it would have hurt me 10 times more mentally. I think the stress and the resentment it would have put in me would have absolutely demolished any fitness gains that I got. And I think that is what starts people to resent their training and bust their training up. I don't think one missed workout's going to derail my training. One 6 mile run isn't going to matter. I think what's going to matter is if I keep stacking these obligations on a training plan over my top priorities, that resentment is going to eventually turn into burnout. What surprised me is skipping that one run didn't derail my whole week. I still showed up the rest of the week. I still got all the workouts done. And I actually think I showed up stronger. I showed up fresher, and spending that day with the family and the kids reinvigorated me and gave me a lot of energy. So here in white is the original plan I had for week 3, 43 miles for the week. And in black is my Garmin data of what I was actually able to do, which ended up being 41 miles. Okay, speed work day, Tuesday morning. Got a 2.5 mile warm up, then 2 repeats, 8 minutes at threshold pace, followed by 3-minute jog, and then another 2.5 mile cool down. Weather in Texas is pretty nasty. Snow and ice on the ground, so another treadmill run. So Tuesday's speed session went really well. Threshold pace felt manageable, and I held it the whole time, so that was good. Wednesday was just a quick, easy run. Thursday, active recovery day, and then our next key workout was Friday long run. It's Friday morning. Got a long run today. Feel pretty good. I woke up early today. Still a lot of ice on the ground, so unfortunately not going to be able to run outside, but got our trusty treadmill. It's these long runs the last few weeks have stacked up on the treadmill, so it's becoming a little bit of the normal. So hopefully next week I'll be able to get out in the elements. Just finished my 14-mile long run. Everything went pretty good. I was a steady pace. This year I want to do at least a half marathon run every month, and I want to focus on my mafetone rate. For me, it's about 145 on the heart rate. And what I want to do is I just want to see from January to December what my pace actually does with my heart rate being the same. So I'm gonna try to simulate the same workout one time every month, just to get a baseline, which was today, and then see what it actually progresses to by the end of the year. So Saturday and Sunday, both supposed to be 4 mile easy runs. I extended them to 6 miles apiece just to gain a little bit of that mileage back. I did end up with the week 41 miles instead of 43. Not a huge deal. One thing was the weather was just horrible the whole week with the ice and sleet on the ground. So I did this whole training week on the treadmill. I've never done that before. I'm glad I have the treadmill, but I'm excited to get outside next week. Um, and really, what this week taught me and reinforced me is you're not going to have perfect weeks. You have to be able to adapt. And then choosing your family is never going to hurt you. It reinvigorated me, gave me energy, and made this training week even stronger. And if you're balancing work and training and family, these types of weeks are going to happen. So this is my running dad life, and this was week 3 of chasing a sub 130 half marathon. We'll see you next week.